Today on seejanedrill, we're going to take the indoors outdoors, and what I mean by that is we're installing an outdoor shower. As many of you know, I've been kind of on a health journey trying to get myself, well, strong and in shape, and I've been swimming a lot, so I've decided to install an outdoor shower. Now, I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Leah, come on. I don't have a pool. But here's the thing, you don't need a pool for an outdoor shower, and you certainly don't need like a beach resort to have one. They're just doggone convenient. If you're working out in the yard and you don't want to bring all that dirt inside, you can shower off outside. And if you've got pets, if you've got a dog, you know, hosing down a dog with the cold hose is miserable for the dog, and it's miserable for you too if you get a little wet. And an outdoor shower, well, it delivers warm water as well as cold. And that's just a totally new experience for anyone who has pets. So I'm going to show you how to do this thing, how simple it is, and we've got a little bit of a pool theme going with our backsplash. I'm going to show you what it is and show you how to do it. So why don't we just dive right into it. Now this is the shower kit we're going to use. It's an indoor-outdoor shower kit, and check out that price, $14.97. That's all I paid for it because I got it on clearance about a year ago because I knew I wanted an outdoor shower. Now let me take you into the shop and show you what we're going to use as the backsplash. Now check this out. This is going to give it a really funky kind of vibe. Our backsplash is going to be a pull sign. It's made out of very heavy gauge plastic, and we're going to attach that by way of contact cement, which is weather resistant, to our substrate. And that's going to be our backsplash because we're giving it a swimming pool theme. Anyway, we've got to attach our sign to our substrate here, to the wood. Now there's a particular way that you apply contact cement. I'm going to show you how it's done so that you never have issues and so that it works out perfectly for you. What I want to tell you is this. A lot of people think that when you use contact cement, you bring the pieces together while the glue is wet. That is not the way it works. What I've done is I've applied my contact cement to one surface and to the other surface, and you wait for it to dry. Believe it or not, you wait for contact cement to dry before you bring the two pieces together, because contact cement, it bonds to itself. That's why you have to paint one side and then the other side, because again, contact cement, it bonds to itself. And once it bonds, guess what? That is it. There is no moving it or adjusting it. It is instant. Now here's the trick that helps you align the edges, square the corners, and get everything perfectly in position. And that is to use wooden dowels to separate the two surfaces. You'll want to get help with large panels and pull one dowel out at a time. Usually start in the center, work your way to the edges, take a rubber roller and roll out the laminate until it's secure. There we go. With our backsplash complete, we can move on to the plumbing part of the job. I'm going to shut off the water and start to run my water supply lines to the shower. I want to tell you this very important thing. You want to use CPVC because it's intended for cold and hot water. And then the other thing is, when you've got your fittings, whether they're elbows or in the case of couplings here, that these are also CPVC. And the last thing you got to keep in mind is when you're doing a chemical weld, of course, a chemical weld is when you're gluing the parts together, your fittings with your lines. You want to make certain that you're using the right cement with that. It's going to be listed right on the can that it's for CPVC. What you're looking at is the back of our backboard, our sign. What we're doing is attaching our PVC water lines and bringing it through the board so we can attach our shower valve body. Now to do this, I need to attach what's called 1/2 inch CPVC threaded male adapters to the ends of those water lines so I can screw my shower valve body onto my water lines. But first, we've got to screw in our shower head arm. Because if we don't do it now, we won't be able to attach it later once we make our connections here. So make certain that you use plumber's tape first, because there is no gasket inside there to create a watertight seal. Now folks, I want to tell you this, make certain that the shower head section is sitting, outward. You don't want to turn to the side or that side. Just make certain that it's front facing, okay? I want to thank our sponsor, iGarden, for sponsoring today's video. Now, you may not know this about me, but I was a lifeguard, and on the swim team in my youth, I gotta tell you, it's not just about doing laps and working out. Sometimes you just have to have a little fun. This is the iGarden portable swim jet. And what it does is simple, but really powerful. It turns your swimming pool into an endless current you can swim against. No laps, no back and forth. You stay in one place and, well, the water comes to you. Here's how it works. The unit sits at the edge of your pool and creates a strong, smooth, adjustable current. You can dial the resistance up for a serious workout, or you can dial it down for a lighter exercise and, well, just to have fun. It's controlled, it's steady, and it feels like, well, open water swimming right in your backyard. I gotta tell you, iGarden couldn't have made it any easier to install the swim jet because, well, folks, it's portable, right? You roll the unit out next to the pool, you slowly lower the jet body into the water. It hangs on the pool wall, you tether it, plug it into the power box, and turn it on. And that's it, folks. Then, guess what? You're ready to swim. That's all there is to it. And when you're finished, the swim jet stores easily away. Now I want you to show our sponsor, iGarden, maker of the swim jet, a little love. I'm going to place a link in the description below the video here so you can check them out for yourself. And you make certain that you tell them Leah sent you. Hey, I've got my faucet body, my little soap tray here. Everything is attached to our backsplash. Now all I have to do is take our shower head and attach that as well. And it just threads on, folks. And then once I get to a certain spot, I'm gonna take this here, I'll put a wrench on it and tighten it a little bit more. Now we attach our shower to our pool cage. The way we're going to do that is with super strut. That's what this is here. I've cut it ahead of time and I've attached it to the cage, and now all we have to do is mount our shower. The shower panel is completely plumbed. I've drilled a couple holes here for my water supply lines to run through. Now I just have to mount the shower panel to the super strut. The panel is now securely attached to the super strut. And the super strut, of course, is securely attached to the swimming pool cage. Now make certain that you use stainless steel fasteners when you're attaching to your structure. Now the only thing we have left to do is to tie in the panel plumbing with the plumbing in the house. All right, this is where I'm going to tie into the home's plumbing. Earlier in the year, I installed a laundry and I stubbed out the plumbing to an exterior wall because I knew I wanted to install a shower later down the road, which is, well, what we're doing today. Now, I've dry fitted all of my connections. Next, well, it's time for me to chemical weld.
This is Leah saying you can do this. See you next time.